So today we'll be talking about our data mining feature. This is in addition to our normal Xactimate integration window that you see within the PSA web. We'll be walking through the feature, including the types of files we can bring into the system and where the setup is located within the PSA system. So I'll start by showing you my screen. We'll be looking at our PSA trainers database. So within the database, like the other features within PSA, most of it is kept to an administrative setting when it comes to our integration features. So when you go up to integration, you may not necessarily see data mining in the menu. So again, like a lot of our roles within the web, you do need to set up data mining under the role first. So under roles, under settings, and I'll go into the administrator. We go down to integration. You'll see data mining here at the top. You will need to select all 4 of these selections to not only create a file for data mining, but to see it within the integration menu, similar to XactAnalysis. So that setup needs to be done on any role for any of the employees that you want to have the data mining available to. So the initial setup of the data mining does occur under the company settings menu. So if we go to settings and then company settings, you'll see the setup under the jobs menu. If you scroll down, you'll see the data mining available right at the bottom here under data mining setup. What the data mining requires is that you set up the file format prior to bringing the file in. The file does need to be in a CSV or Excel format. So if you've ever worked with an import feature in any other software, we set up what we're bringing in an Excel format, and then we tell the system what fields we want to bring it into. Now, currently, our data mining works for our estimates or in our work orders and scheduling as it relates to the job. So we're bringing in a formatted CSV file or Excel file to populate the work order screen. So I've set up some examples to walk you through. So I'm going to pull up Xactimate, and I'm going to pull up this estimate here at the bottom. So I'm going right into the Xactimate estimate. If I head over to Project and then Tools, you'll see that there's an option here at the top to send to Excel. So that sets up the estimate in Excel format. Now, I did that prior to the training today. And when the file pulls up in Excel, it presents in the following. So the group code, the group description, so on and so forth. Actually, how the file formats and comes out of the Xactimate system. So now I have my Excel file ready and available for import into the PSA system. So to create a data mining, you use this Create button here in the upper left-hand corner. So I previously set up my Xactimate estimate. It's here under XA Demo. So I'll show you how we set up those fields. I'm going to click Edit next to it. So once I brought in my file, it requests the file data for the columns that it found within the spreadsheet that I brought over from Xactimate. So all these items here on the left-hand side under File Data match the data from my Excel spreadsheet. And I'll bring them up and show it to you next to each other. So say, for example, the pound sign matches the pound sign in my cell A, group code for B, so on and so forth. So now the system is asking me, where do those fields go as it relates to the work order screen? So if I click the drop down here, you're going to see all items that relate to what we see within the work order screen within the work orders in scheduling. So I'll open the job here so we can take a look at it real quick. Jobs and work orders. I'll create a work order. So it's looking to populate these fields here on the right-hand side. So on the data mining, it wants to know what field each item goes into. So I match it up as best as possible. In items that are not applicable, we can use the no matching field. So I've set up the number, description, quantity, so on and so forth, all the way down within all the items that came over within my spreadsheet. Once I've completed, I click Save, which will populate the template for use under the data mining feature. So if I go to Integration and Data Mining, we'll see both those templates here. So again, the process to bring in something through data mining is setting up the import template. That's done under Settings, Company Settings, Jobs, Data Mining. I create my template, choose the file, and I'm just going to select that same file I already set up, and click Add Fields. So like in my other file that's already filled in, it populates my headers for my spreadsheet on the left and my data fields that I wanted to fill in on the right. As soon as I click Save, it populates here and is available for use. You can set up as many templates as you wish for as many different format of spreadsheets that you'd like to bring into the system. So after I have my template completed under Settings, Company Settings, in Data Mining, I can go into Integration in Data Mining and actually start bringing in those created templated spreadsheets. I go to my Upload button, where it again reminds you that it does need to be a CSV or .xlsx file. We do recommend a CSV file, which is easy enough to create by going to the spreadsheet, doing a Save As, and changing the format to a CSV. In the CSV format, it automatically shifts coding so that numbers appear as numbers and letters appear as letters. So from this screen, and again, I got to here by Upload, it automatically imports into the Estimate or Work Order screen. I can select the job number or choose from the list the job I want it to import to. And then I can select the template that I want it to build it in on. So I'm going to use my Xactimate demo. I'm going to choose my file. And then I'm going to click Upload. that automatically pulls the data from my CSV file and puts it in the estimate screen. So now I can go into the job. On the right-hand side, I can see my estimated revenue has populated. Unlike our other imports, I won't see a project number or a linking unless that's otherwise been established, but I will get my estimated revenue amount. Now, if I go up to my work orders by scrolling to the top and going to Jobs and Work Orders, I'm going to see my work orders populated, broken down similar to how you see it come in on an Xactimate import. I can use any of the functions of the work orders above: merge, transfer, change gross margin, split material, if that functionality is available under the items. Now, a lot of the times, things based on how you bring it in will come in as a straight expense, so not broken down between labor and material. But however you set up the template to come in is how it will appear within this screen. So I can update my gross margin by clicking my Change Gross Margin, which will update just like it would on a standard import. So if I go back to Settings and Company Settings, down to Jobs again, and then Data Mining. This is the setup for a typical estimate coming in from Xactimate using the Excel export out of Xactimate. If you'd like a screenshot copy of this, feel free to shoot me an email off of the appointment from today, and I can send you a copy of it. Now, I set up another example of an import based off a separate estimate export type. Again, I went and I grabbed my spreadsheet by doing my Choose File, selecting my file from my hard drive, and clicking Add Fields. Again, it pulled the headers off my spreadsheet. This one was a little bit more complicated than the Xactimate one, but I was able to pull some of the same features into the data mining feature. Again, I choose my PSA data fields to bring that into my work orders area. So if I go back to list, you can see where I set that up. Areas where I didn't have a matching field, I put no matching field. Others, I was able to match up to areas within the work order. So now that my template is complete, I can go to Integration in Data Mining. My template is here, so I can choose Upload. Enter my job number that I want to import to. Choose my template that I created, and then select my file from my hard drive. Again, as soon as I click Upload, it advises me that the template transfer has been completed. I can go back to the main menu, go into my file. I can see my estimated revenue has populated on the right-hand side. I can go up to Jobs and Work Orders. And I can see my work orders populate on the right-hand side. Now, the difference being on these work orders when I imported them, there was no categories in selectors in the estimate format that I imported. So you don't see that breakdown of the categories and selectors on the left-hand side like you would see in a standard import. However, I do have my rooms that populated here within the estimate, the work order side. And I do always have the option of selecting those particular items and setting up and transferring to separate work orders if I want to break it out by room. So bringing in the work orders and the estimates or whatever you bring into the system will just depend on the formatting of the spreadsheet that you have to bring in. Now, a lot of you may have separate spreadsheets that you would like to bring into the system to populate these work orders. If you find you're having issues with the data mining tool, especially with the template setup, you can always reach out to us and we can assist you with the initial setup on it. Sometimes within the spreadsheet itself, there are errors or issues, and we're able to work that out and motivate them into the correct fields so that it does import properly. Now, an import will go into the system. If you have pre-existing work orders, it will create work orders separate from that, opposed to overwriting the pre-existing work orders. So if you're using your jobs to pre-order work, you can append to the original work orders. In addition, second imports of the data mining will just come in and add to your original work orders. So revisions or edits to pre-existing work orders would have to be done manually. So that is the data mining feature as it pertains to the PSA web system. Again, under settings and company settings, jobs, the data mining features here at the bottom. You have to set up the template in order to bring in the estimate or whatever document through integration in data mining. So template first. Once the template has been completed, you can go to integration and data mining and upload it into the system using one of your predefined templates from company settings and data mining. So that is the presentation on the data mining feature. If you have any questions, if you could type them into the chat box, I will answer them for as best as I can. There will also be a recording available of the training from today if you need to show it to others. So you can request that from support by just sending in a support request. And again, if you have any questions or concerns when you're trying to set this up yourself, you can always reach out to us and we can help you with your spreadsheet. Most of you are muted, so if you do have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat window or let me know and I can just unmute you if you have a question. There was a question, is it possible to import customer lists? Not at this time. The data mining feature is strictly for estimates and creating work orders at this moment. Not saying that that's not something that will be available in the future, but at this time, the customer list is not available. any other questions or concerns that I can, if you don't have any questions on this, anything that I can assist anyone with today? Well, if there aren't any questions, I will go ahead and I will close out our Lunch and Learn for today. I thank you all for attending today. I know you have very busy schedules, especially with the weather right now. So again, if you have any questions, you can always send in a request to support@canamsys.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for your attendance, and anything you need, just let us know. Thank you.